You were one of those February signees back in 2022, right? So what was the process that led you to Clemson?
Actually, it was a lot. I was already familiar with Clemson. My brother went here, so it was a great experience. Coach Sweeney called me and my family, to let me know that he wanted to offer me. So I just knew the ins and outs of Clemson. I knew everything about it. I knew all the coaches growing up since I was in middle school, and just the vision they had for me that they planned out. It sounded like it was something that it was gonna not just be a good run for me for 3 or 4 years, but the 30-year-old version of me, and that just something I needed. So everything on the field, Clemson always been dominant, so I already knew in that point that was going to be great. But off the field was the thing I looked at most as well. Paul Journey, what they had to offer for my older self, the tools that they equipped me with. So all of that had a big deal for me coming to Clemson.
I guess how much did you watch Clemson being that Ray Red was here? Did you watch all the games, or were you up at Clemson as a younger person? How much were you?
I was at 80% of the home games, I tell you that, especially all the big ones. When we beat Notre Dame in 2015, the Hurricane game, I was at that game. The matchup between Deshaun and Lamar was at that game. So pretty much every game I was here, and I just loved Clemson growing up. It was a dream school, and I think that's what led me here.
Do you recall, like, when you actually did get the offer? I mean, how much build-up was there to knowing that I have a chance to go to Clemson? Now, I think you were originally like a Florida international.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Kind of how did the build-up occur to, okay, I could actually maybe play at Clemson? What was that like when it actually happened?
It was awesome. Me and my family sat down. We talked about it. We had a long conversation, and we just knew it was the right choice. We knew that the coaching staff, the support staff, even the advisors at Neary, everybody, we just knew it was going to be a great option for me and my family.
When did you figure out, I know Barrett was close to playing, not playing all week. When did you kind of figure out, okay, I have a chance to have a pretty big role in this game?
Actually, before the game, Coach West came up to me and like, hey, you're up, you're ready, you're prepared. And same with Coach Sweeney. Even Barrett came up to me like, hey, you're ready, man. Like, you're a football player. Go be a football player. You prepared for this, And it's great having a guy like Barrett, drop knowledge to me, ever since I came last June. Him and Trot I've been soaking up knowledge from them, because they're two great players. They're going to have great football careers, at the next level. So, it was great having those guys behind my back before the game, and I just felt like I was ready.
How different are you from the player that arrived in June, like 2022, to where you are now, as opposed to just physical maturation being in the weight room, or are there other elements that you feel like got you where you are today?
Yeah, I feel like it's a big difference. Obviously physical, and most importantly mental. Coming in right before fall camp, having everything thrown at you, everything's fast. I just had to get myself mentally and physically ready, And coming to this year, I just felt ready. It was a big difference from last year. It was a big jump. I knew the playbook in and out. I physically got myself in the weight room. Off season, I just worked. That's all I did was work.
So do you remember the tackle for loss, and what did you see on that play, and how are you able to execute?
Yeah, it was something that we've been seeing on film, and the play that was called right when I seen it on the sideline, I kind of knew what was coming, and it was awesome when it happened to hear everybody, hear the crowd, hear my teammates. So it was just a great experience.
How surreal is that as a kid who's sitting up there in the 2015 Hurricane game, to make a tackle for loss like that and have everybody watching you instead of being in the stands?
It was a blessing, Just got to thank my Lord and Savior for giving me that opportunity. Coming from watching in the stands to actually doing it is something I dreamed about since a kid, and it did feel so real. Yeah, many more will come. I know that for sure, and Yeah.
Would you say you and Ray are trash talkers, older brothers? Do you go at each other? How do you kind of fuel each other, or kind of go back and forth?
It gets competitive with me and Ray all the time. Even when we're working out, it gets competitive to see who can lift the more weight, to that. We even go back to as far as high school to who was better. We argue with everything. But, it's always love with me and Ray. After the game, he called me and he was like, I told you your time would come. You just had to stay patient, just keep working, keep my head down. And Ray has always just dropped knowledge and gave me, gems to being a better player and, more importantly, a better person. So I'm blessed to have him in my corner.
So what would be the best gem he's given you?
That's a great question. It's a lot. The best gem, I would say, is don't get caught up in everything in the outside. Just keep your head down. Just keep working. Don't get distracted. If you make one good play, great. Move on. Just keep going. Just don't get caught up with the distractions is the most important gem, I would probably say he said. Yes, sir.
Any questions virtually for Kobe? Anybody else in the room?
I guess I wonder if you log this. Like your tackle for loss happened right before Avon Terrell had an interception. His brother obviously played here too. I mean, do you have any type of relationship with Avon? Just that you both have brothers that play here.
Yeah, me and Avon are close. He's a baller. He's gonna be, and I believe he's gonna be one of a kind. His brother was as well. And when that play happened, we were just both so excited. We even still talk about it to this day. Yeah, but ever since he came in, he's been locked in, focused, and I think that's what prepared him to make plays like he did the other night.
Anybody else?
Hey Kobe, this is Trevor from CDTigers.com. Just curious how much you talk to Ray, and text each other during the season. Obviously, he's an offensive guy, but, how does he advise you about the game? And how excited was he after your TFL on Saturday?
Yeah, Ray gives me a lot of advice football-wise. He obviously plays offense, and I play defense, but he knows a lot about defensive side as well. Him being on a team actually with the all-pro linebacker, Fred Warner, he knows a lot about, what he does. He sees him practice every day, and he gives me advice on how to practice like him, how to prepare like, guys like Fred Warner, and it's great to get that kind of advice. It kind of puts me one step ahead. And me and Ray talk every day. We talk at least 10 times a day. We have a very close relationship. And he was so excited after that. I think he was more excited than me after that tackle. He called me right after I got in the locker room. He was excited. And it was just great. It was a great feeling. It's great to have a person like Ray in my corner to just give me advice, not only on football, but just life.
Thanks, Kobe.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else? All right, thank you, Kobe. Appreciate
Yes,
your time,
sir.
man. Thanks, Kobe.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.